Well. Hey, are you, how much?
Well, with him, I think we're okay. We have a plan. We're gonna try to
What?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we could do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can do it anyway.
Yeah.
So we're cool. All right, I'm gonna call the meeting to order at 7:05, 6:05. And I'm going to turn it over to Ted to finalize the Mount Vision.
For the Minichog Land Trust, Mount Vision entrance project. And do we have a number?
No, it was a
There's-
determination.
There's no number.
It's on North Road.
I'm sorry.
The address is North Road.
No.
Well, if you don't have a question, then.
Oh, then you use the address. Okay. I'll have to read. And do I have to read the whole thing about where it is in your?
No, but you might want to read the conditions. Should be attached to the back.
Right there.
Right there, okay. So, the Mount Vision entrance project. Condition, number one, erosion control barriers consisting of the installation of the silted fence below the trail relocation activities, but above the roadside drainage ditch, as well as the drainage ditch below the proposed pipe. All this will be installed before work begins. Straw wattles will also be staked across the drainage ditch to prevent any erosion entering the stream. The commission shall be notified after erosion control barriers are installed, so inspection can be done before the actual work begins. 2, the pipe installation will be conducted when the ditch is dry, and all barrier shall be stabilized with loam, seed, and straw mulch immediately following construction activities. Until the soil is, number 3, until the soil is stabilized, contractors, volunteers shall inspect the site after significant rain events, and if necessary, apply additional erosion control. 4, orange construction fence or flagging will be installed along the limit of work line to clearly define the property and the limit of work. 5, no additional alteration to buffer zone areas shall occur beyond what is proposed in the request for determination and approved plans. 6, a stock of additional erosion control materials shall be maintained on site for emergency repairs or temporary measures. 7, the orange flag clearly demarcating the limit of work shall be replaced with permanent markers. A copy of the monument specification is included in this determination. So, any questions?
What was number 4 again? Inspection of,
Hold on.
site will be conducted by who?
Number 4, orange construction fence or flagging shall be installed along the limit of work line to clarify the property and limit of work line.
There was one about inspection.
Inspection?
After rain. There's one that has to be inspected after rain.
We're doing
Oh, that's number 3. Until the soil is stabilized, contractors or volunteers shall inspect the site after significant rain events, and if necessary, apply additional control.
So is that us that's gonna be doing the inspection after events? How many rain events?
No, that'd be them. It'd be them.
Yeah, that would either
Would be
be
them,
the
not us.
contractor or
Or the
land
volunteers
trust
doing the work.
volunteers. In Tom's case, it would probably be the same person.
But I can do it too. Okay. Then let them know.
Any other questions?
Well, I saw an email today that you sent, or maybe she sent, that was in addition to something on there.
Oh, I was asking Charlie to actually put in those markers along the river.
Yeah,
Where
it
this,
wasn't quite that, but yeah, okay.
where the survey flags are along the river is also the limit of work, but remember we talked about having those permanently marked so
Yeah.
that we won't lose track of that surveying that was done.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's number 7.
Yeah,
What do you-
they wouldn't be tall like the regular markers, they would be just little
Yeah,
markers to make sure that we can find them again.
1 1/4 inch pipes.
Yeah,
So we need to ask for a vote, right?
Mhm.
So all those in favor of the Mount Vision Conservation Area work? Yes. Any opposed?
thank you.
Yeah, I have to send it out in the morning.
We have to sign it too.
Yeah,
2 years in, so I'm really glad to determine.
Yeah.
Now I can start looking for a contractor. If anybody
Yeah.
has one to recommend, I will. Glad to hear about it.
Well, the significant rain thing that you mentioned, I don't know. if
Yeah.
that's gonna happen.
It could be really a problem. Well, if it does rain, it's probably gonna be a heck of a storm. All right, next we have a continuation for Danielle Plank Moriarty. She had sent in an RDA, but she's gonna have to wait for her MISA checklist to go through, so she's just continuing to the next meeting so that she has time to get that letter.
well, it will be the next regular meeting, not
Right,
the
the next
7th.
regular meeting, that's what I said. The 21st.
Which is-
She's up at 0 Stafford Road.
Oh, that one on the, yeah, okay. Yeah, I know.
It's got a
Yep.
couple of hydrological features going across it, and she wants to clear an acre of, it's all forested. She wants to clear an acre and put in a driveway, I presume so she can sell it. She inherited it.
Where's,
It's off of Stafford
Fine.
Road, right next to 256.
where's that?
I think I have a map attached. to
If you
mine.
go down Standard Road, and then it comes to an intersection, and there's Thresher,
Yeah.
and there's Rockadundy, and if you keep going straight, that's
Oh,
south.
that's that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's. this
It's
is
where that
the
little
way to
arrow
look at
is.
it, isn't it?
No,
No, she's basically just having it forested, but because they need a driveway. And it's not big enough for a forest cutting plan, it's
Okay.
gonna be a little more complicated for us.
So,
So we just have to agree to the continuation because it's gonna
Okay.
go past her, past the 21-day thing.
Yeah.
She's already pre-signed it.
and I included her, request for determination in your folders, so that you could, look at them and know what she's talking about when she comes in.
that's gonna wrap up.
No, that's my map. So that I can remember how to get there, because her map's kind of localized.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor of the continuation?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah. We got two. Here's the other one.
17. Right. And next we will open the hearing for Glendale Road Development.
To this side. I was talking about town, did you just say that?
I opened the hearing for 530 Glendale Road. But we decided to wait and let them sign first.
I'm sorry, no. Nobody there.
Okay, 530 Glendale Road, the hearing is open. And they requested a continuation to the 7th of September. I would have preferred they go to the regular meeting, but they'll always go too short. Because they have to do the rest of the flagging. And I hope finish the rest of the documents that were noted in the peer review. They have a copy of the peer review, so they can respond to that. And my understanding is they're planning on the 7th to send all the same people that were at the sidewalk. So
That's enough time for them.
I don't think it's enough time, but
No, but get everything done, if you have paper, newspaper, or anything like that, notices.
It doesn't
no, we don't
go
have to. They're all
Yeah.
continuations.
But continue.
Yeah. So if they can't make it by the 7th, we'll continue to the 17th. Etc. And I think
Past that, we can't do it 2 weeks.
we could if they would do it.
Oh,
If they just have never been willing to agree to go forward than the absolute next meeting, so it forces us to keep doing it.
Oh.
We could continue it to December,
Yeah,
and then they could pick what day they want to come in, but they're not comfortable with that. That's the easy way to do it, just continue it out till you think it's kind of a likely deadline date.
No specific date.
Well, you can continue their hearing to the next one, but they could sign the continuation that goes.
That's been.
So you don't have to redo the paperwork.
Yeah.
You still have to vote.
Right.
From whatever date they continue to,
But they don't.
yeah. Okay, so all in favor of granting the continuation,
I
opposed? Okay. Passes and the hearing is closed, continued to September 7th. Is there just one?
That was mine. I thought.
Oh,
you had-
okay, yeah, I have one.
I mean, I could just think.
Yeah, right here, I've got two of them in back. So.
There's one.
It's easier because that way she's got an original and she can send them. She doesn't have to stand on me towards me. All right, and while we're signing these, we have inquiries from 2 different lots for people who want to put in sheds. Uh, uh, One is going to be a little bit complicated and the other is going to be less complicated. One is mostly going to be on lawn. They have a huge lawn and they have only a tiny little stream at the back edge of their property, as near as I can tell. But they are going to have to get advice on that. And the other one is a little more complicated because they've got two hydrological features going across their property and almost no lawn. So it's not clear that their shed's going to end up on lawn, which is part of the exception. But I've been corresponding back and forth with them about what they need. So those will be coming through. There was another one, right? Oh, and I guess Carabetta, Gary may be coming in to talk to us about the Carabetta property. I'm not sure when, but relatively soon. The other thing is Cindy has offered to be the person who tracks the forest cutting plans. If everybody agrees to that.
I would make.
Yeah.
I've been begging for somebody to do that, you know, make us a list of what ones are active and where they are.
She knows.
And I have a list at least of almost updated 61A grantings and stuff that she can also work from. And I think the other thing we need to work on is somebody keeping track of writing down all of our conservation obligations where we're supposed to be co-monitoring the properties, which is the mitigation properties and most of the land trust properties. Just so we have a list of them all and things that, because we don't check on them, we just count on them doing what they're supposed to do. So we really should keep some track of that. So just keep it in your head. Anything else?
About
Okay,
the sheds,
the sheds,
yeah. We're just,
they're just coming in and you'll probably get them in the mail to look over.
Well, we got, yeah. So there's one in the folder.
One is, one is, 43 Echo Valley, and the other, and that guy is John Laporte. And then the other one is a Joanne Gagliarducci, and that's 8 Maples Grove.
Both of them are on what they call the South Branch of the Mill River,
Yeah,
which originates up
Yeah.
in the top of the hill there above Maple.
Yeah.
And eventually, after it comes down and crosses Echo Valley, it goes through the woods a little distance and goes by my house.
yeah,
And when you cross the S curve on Stony Hill.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
S
yeah,
curve
yeah.
with the brook there.
Yeah.
That brook is the combination of the one coming down by all these properties in my house and the one if you go by, well, what's the name of the street in Wilbraham?
Oh, no? No.
No, no, but the next road, the main road, what's the main road where the school is? Sewell Road.
Oh, so-
On Sewell Road, when you're up toward the far end and you go through an S curve and there's a pond. That's the other end. And they meet back in the swamps. When you're going over that S curve,
yeah,
off to the side, the two branches
Off
meet.
by the power line. there,
So they're
yeah.
both small,
Yeah.
but when they meet, they make that big enough brook to go underneath Stony Hill.
yeah. And some of the properties have, the stream is like halfway up their property and some of them is right off the back. So that's very different in terms of
Yeah.
also, like I said, how much pre-mowed lawn they have.
Yeah.
Is very significant. One of them is virtually all lawn and is hardly any lawn.
And if you don't know, that's the brook that is one of the two main tributaries that feeds Watershop's Pond where Springfield Hollow runs.
16 acres.
Goes through 16 acres and all that.
Is that pond in
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, when
And-
we had that tornado,
Yeah.
it did damage a lot of the trees along that street. They had to do a lot of
Oh, yeah,
planting to
A
re.
friend of mine lives on Plum Tree Road, off
Yeah.
Plum Tree Road over there. Lost
Yeah.
a lot of trees.
A lot of stuff.
That's right. He's been there.
Okay. And Bonnie and I agreed to grant a pass to a house on 202 Ames Road for stormwater permit. they don't have any wetlands that shows on maps, even when I went to Oliver. And no natural heritage, so we let it go by. All right, if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to close.
I'll make a
Motion to adjourn.
To close the meeting at 6:24 PM.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.